dogging on the fact that, Ben Simmons is in Brooklyn. We don't know what kind of offense they're going to run. Is Kyrie going to play point on the road only? Ben Simmons, is he a distributor? Can he shoot? And I said, I'm going to pull up the whiteboard here.
Oh, wait, they couldn't hear us at the start of that.
What? What's going on?
Welcome to the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only Draftkings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Can you guys hear us now? Leave a like, subscribe if you're new.
Show some class.
Leave a 5-star review. It's the last football Friday, as I said when we were muted, but I guess they can hear us. No, good now. Good. Thank you, Bill. Go ahead. What you're saying? What's going on the whiteboard?
I have the whiteboard out, and this is the opening message that I think Kevin Durant's going to give to Ben Simmons when he arrives in Brooklyn. It does say suck it here, because Kevin Durant, as a result of this trade, I believe will leave the Brooklyn Nets in free agency. So their super team, I believe, will be done at the end of the year. And Ben Simmons is, I'm not a fan.
Who won the trade?
Philadelphia, easily. I don't give a shit about draft picks. One of those draft picks was in 2027. Okay, it's 2022. Seth Curry is a nice player. He's not as good as James Harden. And then Ben Simmons, listen, we're not going to dog on Ben Simmons all show, maybe most of it. But I feel like he is the biggest prima donna. I think James Harden gets on the treadmill in Philadelphia, right? Working out with Joel Embiid. He'll be right by summertime, Eastern Conference playoffs. Brooklyn, to me, it's just the biggest hot mess disaster. You'd love to see it.
It's a little sad that it's our last football Friday, but all good things must come to an end. So why don't we recap some of our favorite moments of not only this NFL season, but some of our favorite bets. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Biggest splash, I think, that happened. We hit a couple first touchdown scores, but if you remember, I think it was week 9, Seattle at Washington football team, now the Commanders. I had a nice little pick for the first touchdown score. Gerald Everett to score the first touchdown at plus 2,800, I believe, and that did hit. That got us off right. That got us off going. So that was probably my favorite bet I hit of the year. What was yours?
I go both ways with two bad teams. The Detroit Lions made me a lot of money this year, betting on them against the spread. First of all, they were a 12.5-point underdog against the Arizona Cardinals and then subsequently beat them by 12.5. So Man Campbell, you love him to death. I'm going to be on him hard next season. And then on the flip side, we jagged off a lot this season.
We jagged off too much. Too much. Unhealthy.
It was an unhealthy amount of jagging off that took place during this 2021 NFL season. And we lost a lot of money on the Jaguars. Except
for the last week of the season.
Yes. Shane, you were all in on that. Indianapolis, huge frauds with Carson Wentz. But I believe I did have Jacksonville. Goodness, it seems like they were playing every Thursday night with Urban, and then he was out clubbing in Columbus as a result. But I remember they covered hard against Cincinnati when nobody else did. The Bengals beat them on a last-second field goal. I think I ended up winning triple digits off of that game.
Love it. A couple other memories that come to mind are obviously the best game of the NFL year, if not the best game of all time.
Lost money on this one. Yeah.
Kansas City game I did as well. Bet on the Bills, but that was worth the $100 that I lost for sure.
I had $150 on a parlay with Tampa Bay and the LA Rams. The LA Rams to cover as a favorite, and then for the over to hit, I took a cash out with about 30 seconds remaining, cost myself over $250 in the process.
Yeah, that was tragic.
And I hate myself for it, but then Shane said, let's bet on the Buffalo Bills tonight. So I allocated my funds to the Buffalo Bills and thought numerous times, especially with the waiting seconds of the fourth quarter, that we were going to be okay. Spoiler alert, we were not okay.
No, we were not. Probably favorite betting day that comes to mind is when you and me went to Zips and I hit like 7 live bets in a row. And you were dying because you ordered too hot of
no.
Yes, you did.
The waitress kept coming up to me, God bless her soul, and she's like, hey, little man, are these going to be a little too hot
for you? She did say little man verbatim.
She did, yes. I'm a 33-year-old man. And I said, honey, watch me put away these wings. Did I have to make several trips to the bathroom?
Yes.
Do I have prostate issues?
Yes.
Maybe. Leah was concerned. But at the end of the day, I put the wings away, and you cleaned up well in the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Yeah, I remember when she was like, "How are those wings treating you?" You were like, "They were fantastic.
They were wonderful."
She walked away. You,
Shane, give me some milk. I asked, run to the convenience
He needs
store.
some milk. Anything else to recap? I mean, it was a pretty good year. I think this was one of the best NFL seasons in a while.
Yeah, it's hard because the Cardinals tanked so hard at the end of the season. Not to dwell on that, but I feel like some of the most surefire bets throughout the season were the over for the Cooper Cups of the world. That seemingly hit every
Yeah.
week. That was one that you could stamp every Sunday. He was going to hit the over for receiving and an anytime touchdown. Do you have any other players that you feel like hit that mark for you?
Late in the season, Odell, especially into the playoffs, it always hovers around 50 to 60. I'm going to check what that is right now. I'm probably going to hammer that on Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was always really good for me. You know, I love my sneaky quarterback rushing yards. That hit probably 9 out of 10 times. No, 9 out of 11 because of the Burrow one later in the year. Playoffs weren't great to me.
No.
But, you know, we were hot for the majority of the NFL season on this show.
My performance on Guess the Lines
dominated.
I think it will go down in PHNX sports history as one of the greatest things this company's ever done.
Wow.
And so I plan on building off of that. I would like to say that I feel like this NFL season, my picks alone, I was over at least 65%. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have our season totals, Egan, but we are keeping track of.
Just take our word for it.
Started on January 1st, we're keeping track of our record. I still need to update that on our Twitter. Yeah. Last I checked, it was 40 and 33 for the year. It's definitely gone up since then because of how hot you have been. And I came back. And actually, why don't we just go into our picks from yesterday?
Let's do it.
Johnny, we'll start with you.
So things worked out well because I am on a Raptors tear right now, an absolute tear. Continue to bet this team up north. They dominated in dominating fashion, as did the Nets. I told you they would cover. They lost. They lost by a single point.
Did you see how they lost by a single point?
I said, but they had said they cover +3, and they did. Okay.
They were down by 3 with 10 seconds to go, and I forget who chucked up a 3 to try to tie it. But then Blake Griffin tapped in a putback with 0.1 second to go.
I don't give a shit if they win or not. I'm here to win you money with my bets. +3 was easy because I knew Kyrie Irving, who did play well, hero ball, reactionary as the result of the trade. Of course, that was easy, and then the Pelicans hit. So 3 for 3 for your boy yesterday.
Yeah, and then
it's boring, but it's part of my life.
We'll go into my picks from yesterday. No, you went 2 for 3. The Pelicans did not.
The Pelicans hit?
No, they didn't.
All right, just go into Shane's picks.
Hold on, no, I'm getting this. They lost 112 to 97. He went 2 for 3. We'll get into my picks. I also went 2 for 3 on my picks
60%
yesterday. Mavericks covered that -6, although it got a little scary. I said it yesterday. The Clippers, man, they love going down by 20 and then surging back for no reason. They were down 5 with like a minute to go. The Mavericks won by 7. The Suns also easy cover, one of the easiest I've ever seen. And then Washington just doesn't want to not score points anymore. The Brooklyn-Washington game went over. I think it was like a 227 total. So that was unfortunate, but you can't go perfect every time. And then we'll go into my props, which, my God, my props lately, Spicy P, over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He was going to eclipse that easy, and then he got into foul trouble. He had 5 fouls with 35 points, rebounds, and assists with like 8 minutes to go. Got a layup and then didn't play.
I didn't know we were into excuse making on this show. I think we just...
It hit, though, Johnny.
Okay, well, I feel like you're making excuses.
No, I'm not. He had 35 points, rebounds, assists with 8 minutes to go. Had 5 fouls, got taken out of the game, and then came back and made a layup. Finished with 37 total, so that hit. And then Chris Paul, points and assists. This was one of the easiest bets I've ever made.
That was.
Finished was like 19 and 17 or something. Just eclipsed that so easily.
Would you say like the Suns are the most profitable team in the NBA to bet on this season?
Player prop wise, yes. The spread, sometimes it goes up too high. Live betting them in the third quarter is still the best thing to do. If you aren't a member of PHNX, you should become a member, not only for the great content, but also for the Discord. In the Discord, I will always say, now you should live bet. Now you should do this. And it's a community. They always talk about it. Even in the bets Discord, people are throwing out picks here and there for themselves, not even just from us. So it's a really good time. So go ahead and become a member at gophnx.com.
It's a family. Join our family.
You can get your first month for just 50 cents, or you can get a nice free t-shirt like Johnny's wearing.
I'm the dad.
Shane's
the uncle that sneaks away.
Even the smallest of men look big in the t-shirts that we have at the PHNX Locker.com. First month for 50 cents, get a free t-shirt if you get the annual membership for just under $60. Get content from Craig Morgan, Gerald Bourget, and the rest of the family here at PHNX. So become a member today. Before we move on to our basketball picks, do we want to talk about what we're going to be doing for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so we have a Super Bowl special airing this Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Time here in the Valley. Shane and I in studio with some of your favorite PHNX personalities. We're going to go through every single prop of note between Cincinnati, between the LA Rams, obscure props, Gatorade, coin toss, referee, maybe some Super Bowl halftime show. And of course, Shane and I are going to pick the lines, the over-under, the money line, and
everything.
Super Bowl MVP. Lock it in this Sunday, 3 p.m. here, PHNX Sports. It's your Super Bowl primer. Get the DraftKings Sportsbook app downloaded now. Use that promo code if you haven't already, PHNX, and get ready to win some funds because no one else is doing this on this capacity with your favorite PHNX personalities.
It's going to be a very good time. Don't miss out on that. Super stoked for this weekend. Obviously, Waste Management will be there tomorrow, getting some fun interviews that we might be airing on the show as well. So it's going to be It's going to be a good time. Really excited for it. Johnny, what do you like tonight in the NBA?
So I'm going to run it back with a team right now that feels like they're bathing in champagne, and that's the 49ers, the Philadelphia 76ers, minus 13 tonight. If this was minus 20, I would take it. When you remove Ben Simmons and his psyche from your locker room, I know he hasn't been physically present, dealing with his stuff, right? But which is fixed now. Apparently, he's going to go and play in Brooklyn. 76ers minus 13. Even if James Harden doesn't play, I feel like this game with Joel Embiid, take the over for his points. I don't care if they're 50 points. He's going to dominate tonight. They're going to cover because that team has new life. Daryl Morey cannot quit James Harden. That team now is a freight train from hell with a lockstep pathway to the Eastern Conference Finals against now the Milwaukee Bucks. And this is good news. I don't know if everybody's broken this down yet, Shane. This is good news if you were the Phoenix Suns, because the Phoenix Suns are going to have to go through a gauntlet in the Western Conference Finals, playoffs, 5, 6, 7 game series. I feel like the East is such garbage. Like, yeah, overachievers like Toronto.
Super top heavy.
Yeah. I want the Bucks to be challenged. I want them to be challenged in the semis and the finals. Brooklyn was never going to pose that threat. Now with James Harden in Philadelphia, with Joel Embiid and the shooters that they have, just the physicality, they can give Milwaukee. I'm not saying they're going to beat them. I'm picking them by any stretch. That can be a 6-7 game series. Now.
Is it unfair to say that Embiid is still underrated?
I think just here's what I love about this trade. He gets hurt. We know it. He's got injury concerns of the past. Not this season, which means you go out and get him an all-star.
Yep. Right?
Because if you say, well, I'm gonna hoard draft picks especially in the NBA that mean nothing from a team that wins as much as they do, he gets hurt next year. Yep. He misses half the season. What the hell are you doing? I love this trade for Philadelphia.
Yeah, it puts up gaudy numbers too. And then obviously they have Supermax for no reason, Tobias Harris, who is playing really well this year. So really big fan of that team. You're not scared of the Dort Hog though?
No. Get out of here. I'm not. I'm scared of you. That's about it.
So you're confident in that then?
Yes.
You're so confident that that's your DraftKings pick of the week?
I would say yes. Well, for this show, then Cardinals, I might do something a little different. For this show, the Philadelphia 76ers minus 13 tonight here on a Friday. Here on a football Friday is my DraftKings pick of the week.
Well, I also have a DraftKings pick of the week, but we'll get to that in a little bit. First, we'll get into another big
How long
spread.
Is this show today?
It's only 12:15.
I feel like this has been going on for a while.
We'll get into another big spread. So why don't we throw up my picks for today? The Jazz minus 13. They are at home against the Orlando Magic.
Oh, goodness me.
The Jazz are
disband that franchise.
So good in the regular season, and then they fall apart because they don't know how to build around their star players. Emotional stretch for them after losing Bojangles, now trading him.
Mr. Bojangles?
Mr. Bojangles. And then I also like the over in the Charlotte-Detroit game. These are two of my favorite young teams to watch. Charlotte is actually a good team. Detroit is not. But I still think there's going to be a lot of points to be had. Charlotte doesn't really play much defense.
They aren't good. They are, in fact, bad.
I disagree.
This is your analysis. No, Charlotte is not a good team. They are, in fact, bad. So they can.
I disagree.
Suck it.
Well, why don't we get into my DraftKings pick of the week? It's another PRA. It's one of my favorite PRAs to bet on. It's Demar Derozan. The man is on an absolute tear lately. He might hit that with just his points tonight. Yeah. He found out that he is allowed to shoot and make threes this year, which is incredible. And he's the star of this team. Undoubtedly, he's an Eastern Conference All-Star starter. I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited for this Bulls team, another young team that I really like watching. So I'm taking his over, and that's my DraftKings pick of the week, over 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
DeRozan's having that like Derrick Rose-esque kind of bounce back season that he had with, I think, Detroit a couple years ago, where this is an all-star starter out of nowhere, a viable Bulls team that a lot of people don't give them credit, liked before the year.
Yeah.
But again, these aren't true contenders. These are regular season overachievers. There's nothing wrong with that. We saw it with the Knicks last season. I would put Toronto in that same category. The West, on the other hand, I mean, you just mentioned it. Like, Utah is a legitimate team and has been established for many years, and then they just crumble in the playoffs. So Utah, I think, would make a legitimate run to win the East if they were in the East.
Well, anything else before we get out of here?
No, I would just say PHNX Cardinals live today, 3 p.m. Myself in studio with the GM Saul Bookman as well as Frank Sanders. We're going to be talking more Kyler Murray because, of course, we are. We're going to be talking about the Arizona Cardinals potentially scrubbing their own Instagram page. We're going to be having fun on a continuation of a Football Friday. And then again, 3 p.m. on Sunday is your Super Bowl 56 PHNX Bets Daily Primer. Myself, Shane, some special guests. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, and make sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app to bet on the Super Bowl. Get those picks from us. Put your money in the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet on any kick to hit the uprights at plus 400.
Oh my God.
Or anything else. And if you're a new member, you can download using that promo code PHNX when you sign up. Bet just $5 on either money line for this game. And if the team you bet on wins, you get $280 in free bets this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable, and it makes the big game that much more fun. Gatorade's going to be blue, by the way. That's my guess.
Today is the payday for many of you. Take your check. Let's go to DraftKings. Let's make some more money.
Let's do it. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. You can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. Follow PHNX_sports across all socials. As we said, we'll be back on Sunday at 3 p.m. for our favorite picks and props for the Super Bowl, along with multiple personalities around PHNX. Thanks for tuning in, as always, and say bye to Jebedine.
Bye.
Peace.